So for this rubbish low budget docker class, I've been asked if I can do some filming on my way into work. Let's hope I don't get pulled over by any Turkish police. But yeah, we're heading in for our first day. I've got my headphones on as well because my radio is rubbish. Heading in for our first day at Istanbul. Yeah, I'm excited. From what I've heard, the club could use an injection of excitement. I've done a little bit of background research, and it seems of the Istanbul clubs, it's bottom of the pile because the others are so popular. So we've got a bit of reinvigorating to do. I think will be our first port of call. As you can see, quite dark, crack of dawn. You know what it's like. We've got to get there early, lay down the marker. I want to be there for when all the boys arrive, so I can personally introduce myself to each one of them as the personal touch that I like to go for. But yeah, I'll be 100% honest, I'm not really sure what we're on for with Istanbul. I think we've got, from the squad that I've seen, we've got a bit of an aging squad. But I'm hoping
In store for you today. The hype has been building all week, and we're just moments away from kick-off time. Stay tuned for the live action. Well, just the sort of weather the fans were hoping for this evening. It's absolutely ideal. I'm your match commentator, Derek Ray, and sitting alongside me, ready with all her tactical observations, Sue Smith. And we've got pulsating league action coming up for you. It's Göztepe facing Basaksehir.
It's great to be here. I think it's important that both teams are focused from the off, though, and they start quickly. But I'd love to see some goals. Hopefully I've not just cursed it.
Trying to pick out a teammate. The degree of difficulty wasn't all that high in terms of the save.
What are you doing? Switch on.
Ba. Jerome Opoku.
Out wide, look out wide.
Amin Ahit. Good idea, but how well he did to react in that manner. Can they set up a chance? Oh, chance! Well, the post getting in the way there. Well, it could so easily have gone in.
Oh, that shot had real quality behind it. Just one of those moments where luck wasn't with him.
Amin Ahit. Crossed in there. Opportunity maybe. And there it is. The opening goal. 1-0, and they'll feel they deserve it.
Well, here it's again, and this is good play in the box. He knows exactly what he wants to do. It's good strength, spins the defender, and it's a nice tidy finish.
Watch your man.
A chance then for the respective managers to address their charges. It is half-time here. And he's struck the post. Well, the cross could help them. Played into the box. In he goes! Delighted to be two in front. Things look good for them now. Could pose a threat on the counter. And he's through here. Oh, in it goes! Now he has his hat-trick. A special moment for him.
Just look at the pace on the transition, it's incredible. Racing out from the back in no time. And as soon as he's through 1v1 with the keeper, he just smashes it. Such power in the strike, it's brilliant.
So the corner played into the box. Oh, the most confident clearance. Promising passage, but came to nothing. Ismail Koibashi. They need to get tighter here. Nice looking pass.
Play it smart now, boys. Play it smart. 10 left.
Shamburodov. Good looking ball.
Yeah, he just picks out those passes so well.
Taking it away. Well, it comes down to the final 5 minutes. Yusuf Sari. Oh, that's splendid play. Their turn to come away with it.
Hello.
Oh, we got the bloody documentary camera set up here now, have we? At the office. Oh my god. No privacy. I'd love to sit and chat, but we've got to work out some stuff. Got Galatasaray for the first time in a couple of days, so yeah. Sorry boys, we're gonna have to leave for now, and maybe I'll try and catch up with you boys later. Yeah. What are we thinking then? Obviously I think it's gonna be a pretty tough game in terms of, I reckon that we try and hold them. If we can spring them on the counter attack, then good enough. If we can't, then just try and hold them as well as we can, see what happens. I think we've got a team with the ability to do that, a very physical presence, so. As I've said when I first signed on to this job, prior to our first game, it's an honour to be here in Turkey, in Istanbul. We know that we are the minnows in Istanbul. We know that we are the ones that everybody is looking down on as the team that may be up there, but based on how we started, we won't be a challenge. A game like this against Galatasaray, especially early on into my reign, is a chance for me to kind of get a vibe of where I feel we're at as a team, as to how we can play currently against the big sides, and how we will probably have to combat taking on the big sides this season. I think that no one expects anything from us, so why would we not try and go out there and see if we can pull off a shock and see if we can just get something to go in our favour. No, look, I wouldn't say I feel any extra pressures being a manager not from Turkey. Being an import, I don't think that puts any extra pressure on me. If anything, I think it's kind of letting people give me and the Basaksehir fans give me a little bit more time to kind of show them what I'm here to bring to the club. I don't think that you can use that as a brush to paint me with, but if that is what it inevitably comes down to, look, I'm always here to try and challenge things. I'm always here to try and change people's opinions and prerogatives on me. So yeah, look, I'm ready to rise to this challenge. I'm not saying that I think that there's a feasible chance that we walk away with a victory. I think it's going to be a very tough game, but we'll do everything to upset Galatasaray and try and walk out of this game with something. And today we are coming in with our first matchup against the big boys. Galatasaray against Istanbul Basaksehir. They are coming to our stomping grounds on this one. And this is also our first commentary of the series so far. So it should be an interesting one. And hopefully we can get a result against Galatasaray. It's obviously going to be quite a tough match as we go into this one, because Galatasaray are levels above us at the moment.
Should be a cracking game though.
You see, as Lumani has taken over, we are currently sat in 8th. Obviously Galatasaray leading the way in first at the moment, but we're around just the top of mid-table, I would say. Shamuradov has started off things well for us so far, netting 3 in our first game in charge. Pretty tough that we had to take on Galatasaray in our second game in charge, but like I say, hopefully we can get something. Obviously, we know that they have a great lineup. Torreira, Lamina in that midfield, Yilmaz, Sarasane, Icardi leading the line, but Osimhen on the bench. Has got Sanchez in the back line, Kakir as well, Sakir, I can't remember how you pronounce it. Their team is stronger than ours, for sure. We knew that, and we knew it was going to be a tough game going into this one, but hopefully we can control things a little bit. But in the 26th minute, we would start to see their talent. Gabriel Sara chipping through a great pass into the path of Mauro Icardi. And Mauro Icardi, known as a finisher, experienced finisher, already has 5 goals to his name this season. And finishes this one as well, actually for his 5th goal. So he had 4 goals previous. But you can see that we did actually marshal them well. But Sara with that nice little chip in behind, we couldn't stop it. And it's an easy finish for Mauro Icardi. So we do survive till half-time at only 1-0 down. However, it has pretty much been all Galatasaray in this game. We really haven't managed to break forward or really challenge them as of yet. So it's going to take some big team talks from the manager at half-time to try and get us something from this game. Second half and the flow of the game is pretty much exactly the same. Galatasaray having a big portion of the possession and of the attacks. Get a good save out of our goalkeeper there. And then we try and counter-attack with Nuno da Costa with a bit of a risky pass inside to Poku. But we will eventually work the ball to our young man Shaheen, who we have brought on to try and make a difference. He goes for the big switch to Sarri, but Sarri can't do anything with it. And Galatasaray do manage to bring it down and bring it out of defence. They were, as you can see, just kind of playing through us. We do try and switch. We can hear the calls from the manager on the sideline to switch things, try and press a little bit more. But it just felt like we really didn't have it in us, as we see a run here late on, but luckily for us it doesn't come to anything. Shmurodov will head this one down into the path of Kemen, but Kemen can't do anything with it. Gets the ball nicked off of him. A ball almost played into the path of Osimhen as we look to try and break one more time. Sahin was really the player that we were looking to get going here, and you can see here we do get him on the ball on the wing. He was a bit of a game changer coming off the bench, goes for the cross, but unfortunately the ball does come back off of him, so it is going to end up not being anything once again. And you can see we're trying to push late on, trying to press them, but there's just not, the press isn't really coherent, I would say. Shmurodov gets the ball here, plays it into Nuno da Costa, but Nuno da Costa is offside. And unfortunately in our first test, though not a terrible loss for us, you would have to say, you can see the Galatasaray fans are very excited to have won that one. It's not a terrible loss for us in our first derby against Galatasaray. Only a 1-0 loss, but obviously we kind of would prefer to have a bit of a better performance. It was kind of a nothing performance from us, and it's quite easy for Gala in the end. So in our first test, in only our second game, we do come up short to Galatasaray, but a long season ahead yet.
This for the lead. Oh, superb reflexes to get across to that. Outstanding. And it's on now. It's a goal that's been on the way for quite a while. Playing with far too much caution is met with the inevitable outcome. Now they surely have to come out and play. Today, and there's a lot to fight for, with every point gained so crucial to their chances of success. As it always is in this league, every moment counts.
So I'm just at home. Recently I've received through a contract from the Irish FA to come over and be the manager of the international squad. Obviously there's the positives of being closer to home. It's a project, something that we can build on. At the moment I'm out here in Turkey, in Istanbul. It's a nice different culture for me to get acclimatized to. The family's enjoying the experience and everything like that. I don't really know as of yet what it is that I want to do, but I thought if the doc wants to hear what I'm thinking, then there you go. I'm still looking into it at the moment. There's a lot of positives for taking the job, I would say. I haven't been in this job with Basaksehir for that long now. At the moment, I'm committed to Istanbul. We've got a game coming up against Trabzonspor. I'll put my focus into that, and we'll look to win that game, and then we'll think more on this contract offer. I'm just going to stop you there. I'm not going to be commenting on the speculation over my job here at Basaksehir. As I've said in the video that you all would have seen, I am fully committed to Basaksehir. My future and my focus are on Basaksehir. At this moment in time, I'm not interested in the outside noises that are going on around me. Yes, there has been contact from a national team with interest of me taking over. No, it's not hampering my ability to do my job here at Basaksehir. So it's something that's been picked up by you guys in the media. It's a narrative that's being driven against me. I've not commented on it. My agent hasn't commented on it. It's purely just speculation at this point, and I will not be talking about it. We've got a long season ahead of us. We've got a game coming up, so if that's all the questions they're going to be about, we'll just leave this here. Thanks, guys.
A bold move by the manager today. It takes guts to leave out a star player, a big name. Will the risk pay off, or will it go down as a costly mistake? Warm welcome to one of the world's great football cities, Istanbul. And Derek Ray here on the commentary gantry, joined by Sue Smith, who'll provide all the tactical observations. And we've got what we hope will be exciting league action coming up for you. It is Basaksehir, and they face Trabzonspor.
Well, I'm sure both managers will have given them the final instructions. Go out and give it their all. Hopefully that'll be enough for a positive result. I'm looking forward to this one.
The lineup for the hosts today.
Yeah, a 4-5-1 or a 4-2-3-1. A lot of coaches are adopting this nowadays. It does give you those two holding players, while you've still got plenty of threat from the wide wingers.
don't go through. Well, it's no surprise to see who we focused on as our player to watch in this game. You would presume that he'd play a really big part.
He comes into this game full of confidence because in the last match he was outstanding. He got his 2 goals, but his general play made him the best player on the pitch by a long way.
This is the Galatasaray team sheet.
Well, it's a 4-5-1, but with 3 of the midfield players giving close support to the centre forward, and the other 2 sitting deeper. Also watch out for the fullbacks getting forward at every opportunity. They do like to get crosses into the box.
This is the lineup for the visitors.
Well, they're playing the same shape, really, so it's all about getting control of that central area, and which of the wide players has the greatest effect on the game.
penalty. And it's been put away. Good penalty. And clinical from the spot. Well, the keeper made that easy for him. And he can turn away having done his bit. Scores. Didn't need to find the corner. Oh, it's saved. It was the keeper's time to shine, and they go marching through to the next round.
Well, he's an imposing figure, and he's made it count on this occasion. That really is a good save.
Well, here is the lineup for the hosts today.
It's a 4-5-1, or you could say a 4-2-3-1. This does offer plenty of threat going forward with the three behind the central striker. We may see the wide midfielders cut in and the fullbacks push on, while the defence is still protected from the two holding.
And here's the Fenerbahce lineup.
Yeah, it's the same formation, and I'd expect both teams to commit players forward. So the two holding midfielders, they're going to be key from a defensive perspective.
on the manager just how important this game is to the fans. It feels as though more than 3 points are at stake. Can he get the result on the big occasion? Hello and a warm welcome to one of the world's great football cities, Istanbul. I'm your match commentator, Derek Ray, and my partner, ready to bring you all the analysis and technical talk, is Stuart Robson. And we've got pulsating league action coming up for you. It is Basaksehir up against Besiktas.
This should be a good game. Great atmosphere inside the stadium. We've got two teams full of quality, some interesting matchups, and two coaches that want to play an attractive brand of football. What more could you ask for?
this is how the hosts will begin the game today.
Well, on paper it's down as a 4-5-1, but for me it's more likely to be a split midfield, with 3 supporting the front man and 2 sitting that little bit deeper as defensive cover.
Starting 11 for Besiktas.
Well, they're matching up here, so midfield domination will be key to winning this game. If they can manage that, will then allow their fullbacks to join their attacking play.
Now Ndidi. Despite the foul, they keep going. And the referee tried to let the play flow, but free kick given. And that is going to mean a caution.
The referee is absolutely right. He knew what he was doing there.
Yusuf Sani. Olivier Kemp. And he's in. And the keeper also will do it. Could be dangerous. Can he put them in
charge at times like this, the pressure really is on. And even in the sanctuary of the dressing room, the noise from outside will be coming through. A warm welcome to you, and thanks for joining us for another game live on EA TV. I'm Guy Mowbray, joined for commentary by Stuart Robson, and we've got live football from Super League coming up. It's Fenerbahce, and they take on Basaksehir.
This should be a good game. Great atmosphere inside the stadium. We've got two teams full of quality, some interesting matchups, and two coaches that want to play an attractive brand of football. What more could you ask for? Certainly a back four, but I think we'll see a lot of rotation in midfield. They just need to have a good understanding about when to support the front player and when to drop that little bit deeper. It certainly looks like a 4-5-1 to me.
This is how the visitors start the game.
Well, they're matching up here, so midfield domination will be key to winning this game. If they can manage that, it will then allow their fullbacks to join their attacking play.
What's up, guys? I'm back again. So after what you would call mixed results against the big boys, we decided we would just round up the rest of the season with a voiceover for you guys. Sim game here, we do get a 2-1 win. A lot of these are going to be sim games. Some of them there'll be a little bit of gameplay with sim games, because we were just really trying to rattle through the season. I feel like the games against the big boys kind of summed up how our season is going to be. We're kind of in and around the mix for European spots. We can't really push for those Champions League spots because you can see we kind of keep having little fall-offs. This is a big problem that I'm having with this year's iteration of the game, since we can kind of now bring it back to the normal kind of career mode level while we just talk through things. Players just demanding contracts all the time. It's so annoying. Like, honestly, it drives me insane. That Inaki Williams picture as well terrified me. I don't know what they've done to my man's face, but you can see in the background we've got game going on in the background that we're going to quick sim against 14th in the table, I think it was, where we get a 1-1 draw. And I'm just showing you here the amount of contract talks that keep popping up. It's just relentless. We do actually give out contracts, I think, to 5 players in the end. and we do wrap up January. We don't actually do any business ourselves. It was mostly just us getting lobbied by other teams to make sales, but I wasn't really interested in doing so at the time. Some of them I did agree to let go, but they wouldn't go. Apoku here, he's another player. We've just offered him a contract, but he then decided that he wants to leave anyway. So yeah, he ends up being on the transfer list. I think it's now been patched because it's been a while since I started editing all of this, so I think they've patched this now. So hopefully when we do the continuation, if I continue to do the continuation of this, we will have the less of that. This one we do decide to show because it is 4th against 6th. That 4th to 6th race, we're all on the same points or there or thereabouts, so it's a very close race. So these games I didn't want to leave up to chance, because we all know by now that the sim engine can be a little bit suspect from time to time with the results that it churns out. So I did decide that we would be playing this one. You see here, we've got very good home form. We have been winning the majority of our home games, and we've actually been playing pretty well for most of the season. I did take a very defensive approach to the season. We were sat quite deep, played counter-attacking football. It has garnered us results, so I'm not going to complain about it, but it will be changing going forward, because I'll be honest, it's not the most fun to play. However, in this game it did work out for us well, because it drew our opponents onto us, meant that we could hit them on the counter pretty much every time, and you'd be surprised by actually how good Davy Selke is at counter-attacking. He kind of always seems to find himself in those positions. At this point, he hadn't played a lot in the league for us. He had been scoring in Europe, which you will see later in this episode, but not in this current point that we're at, because these fixtures are all kind of mixed up. He only scored a couple goals, but in this one, you can see he's absolutely flying. He's got 2 goals in the first half so far, and we are absolutely battering our opponents right now. 3-0 up already. Davy Selke in the second half turned provider here, spraying it out to Sarri. He crosses it into Harrit, and Harrit nods it into the back of the net. Armin Harry is 100% our probably most vital player right now. Without this guy, we probably would be in a completely different position. He's doing so much work for me from that cam role, because he's not just a cam, he is basically our principal presser as well. He also marshals the whole midfield, controls the whole midfield, so definitely someone that I'm looking to bring in on a permanent when the season ends, because we don't actually own him. He is on loan from Marseille, so 100% I want to bring him back in. But a nice 4-0 win in the end. Don't know what's going on with my jacket there, something weird on my forearm, but nice 4-0 win in the end. Davy Selke gets himself 2 goals, so a bit of confidence for him as well. He was also starting to complain about the fact he wasn't getting enough game time. So it's really hard to win right now with these players, because if they don't play every single game, they complain, and obviously you can't play everyone every single game. So yeah, bit weird this iteration of career mode, but hopefully with a couple patches it can be in a good spot. But yeah, anyway, let me stop rambling about the game. You can see he was asking before this game to play. Aldemar here, who is a keeper that you would have seen, a rotational keeper we've been using. He played the cup game against Galatasaray that we lost on penalties. We do get an offer in here from Ipswich. Now, I kind of have a unwritten rule that's not an official thing for me, but I've always used it in career mode, where if a team in the top half of the championship that looks like they could go for promotion, or a team in the Premier League come in for my players and I am in a smaller nation, I generally will let them go. Here we do ask for 3.5 million for Aldemar, and Ipswich do decide to accept, so he will be leaving us if he can agree a contract, that is. You can see here at this point, 32 games in, we are sat in 4th, but on the same points as Trabzonspor, so we're in front of them by 10 goal difference. So a pretty healthy lead on them altogether. I did push into the not Champions League spot, the Europa League spot, I think it is, which Besiktas currently hold in 3rd. But it's incredibly hard to keep teams like Besiktas and Trabzonspor at bay, if I'm honest. So we kept kind of pipping each other back and forth. I did start deciding to play a couple more games here. Samsunspor, I believe, were 8th, so that's why we decided to play this game, because they were actually only a couple points behind us in the table, so I wanted to make sure that we could try and give ourselves our best opportunity to move away from them and also chase down Besiktas, because Besiktas are only a point ahead of us currently. This is what a lot of our game has consisted of getting these balls wide, spraying crosses into the box, trying to find Shomurodov or Selka if they're up there. Harry can also score a header on his day if he gets the chance as well. So we're quite a Route 1 team. We do get some decent interplay, especially now that we've brought Sahin in, the young man on the left. He has been a big addition to us, but Shomurodov is a ridiculous player. He can kind of just do everything. He's a big hold-up presence, good in the air, decent passing as well. And you can see here he does provide an assist for Armin Harry to get his 8th goal of the season and give us a lead here against Samsunspor. So we are rolling. It takes us into the second half for anything else to really happen. We chip the ball into Shomurodov again. He knocks it down to Kemen. However, unfortunately, Shomurodov was just offside off of the ball from Sahin, I think it was, who played it in the end. Yeah, you can see here, just offside. It's very close as well. Though it was a good bit of interplay, it doesn't end up coming to anything. Good play from Samsunspor here, do break through, however, they don't manage to make the best of it, and we do scrape away with a 1-0 win over them, stretching our advantage over them below us in the table, as well as keeping up pace with the teams around us, Trabzonspor and Besiktas. This won't be the last time that we see Samsunspor in this save. We do actually end up playing them down the line in something else, so I won't spoil that and I'll let you guys wait and see what happens there. But you can see here Trabzonspor and Besiktas do draw 1-1, which means we will move up to 3rd place in the table currently. So we are occupying the Europa League spot. You can see how tight it is. Down to 3rd to 5th is just, I mean, the top 2 are gone. Fenerbahce and Galatasaray, they are far gone. We are not catching them. But 3rd to 5th, it is 2 points between us. So it is a real battle, and we play 8th here, so I decide again, this is another game that we probably do need to play, because we don't want to leave it up to the fates. We want to give ourselves the best possible chance that we can to walk away with the points and with a victory in this one. Great little chip here finds Ozdemir, takes us into the 43rd minute, but we do break them down. I can't pronounce their name, so I'm not going to try to, because I will just butcher it. That is a problem with playing in Turkey, is that I'm not great with a lot of the pronunciations. I've probably butchered a fair few of them already. But it's a great little ball. Ozdemir brings it down his chest. It's taken Ozdemir a little while in this season to start kind of producing the performances that I want to be seeing from him. But he is starting to hit a decent vein of form right now, so it is a fortunate time for that, I would say. Sarri then whips in a ball here to Harry. You can see Harry does get on the end of it quite a lot. Agonising from me on the touchline there. But unfortunately does hit the side netting, doesn't end up nestling in the back of the net. 66th minute, we do get a press with Shomurodov. He wins the ball, goes for the shot. Looks like it's going over the line, but it is cleared off the line by the defender. We then have a big save from, what's the goalkeeper called? I've literally forgotten. Seringa, I think it is. And we do walk away with another 1-0 win. Now you could say it's a little bit boring, but I would more prefer to say we are just doing exactly what we need to stay in the position that we want to be in. And that, for now, is going to be the end of me chatting to you guys. So I hope you've enjoyed having a little catch-up. I believe we have one more sim game to show you before we get into the
such a good player.
definitive stretch of what we're doing in this save.
here it is again, and yes, it's close, but it is offside. Great decision.
And that's it, full time here, and they've got the job done. They're going through.
Yeah, I think they were comfortably the better side over the two games. They looked dangerous in attack, and they controlled the midfield. They'll certainly be happy taking that sort of form into the next round.
From it, the pressure is well and truly on, and the mood change amongst the fans means he needs results, and he needs them fast. The question is, can he turn the ship around? Hello, and thanks for joining us live here on EATV. I'm your commentator, Guy Mowbray, delighted to be in the company of Stuart Robson. Action in the quarter-final first leg of the Conference League coming up. It's Basaksehir, and they take on Fiorentina.
This could be a cagey affair. Neither side will want to go into that second leg playing catch-up, so I'm expecting a really good tactical battle today. And in this 4-5-1 shape, it'll be interesting to see how close the wide midfield players get to their main striker. Will they stay wide or play through the inside right and inside left positions? We'll have to wait to see how it develops. He's key to
It must have entered the heads of the players that they could ultimately taste victory in this competition. But first things first, the semi-final, and a big test awaits them. EA TV is ready to bring you the action. Hello and a warm welcome to one of the world's great football cities, Istanbul. My name is Derek Ray, and ready with his tactics board to provide all the analysis is Stuart Robson. Only 4 teams are left.
The game plan of each coach will certainly be key today.
Well, here is the lineup for the hosts today.
Well, although it's down as a 4-5-1, it's more likely to be 3 players in behind the main centre forward, and those 3 are key to this team's creativity.
Well,
it's a back 5, but the front 3 will certainly offer a goal threat. However, to do that, they'll need their 2 central midfield players to control the middle of the park. It's basically a 5-2-3.
It's been well nigh impossible to escape all the news stories surrounding him ahead of the game. The rumours have been confirmed. He is elected.
Hold on, Derek, chance here.
Oh, and it goes! And that is simply vivacious on the volley. Take a bow, take several bows. The degree of difficulty was high, but you wouldn't know it. What a skill to possess. Absolutely. Özdemir. And a goal! They're running riot here, almost out of sight. It's with Ahit. Excellent pass. Oh, he could finish. And there is the goal to make it a hat-trick. Excellence in finishing. There
So a Europa Conference League run sees us into the final, and a tough final it is going to be as we take on Crystal Palace, who have been pretty much the team to beat in this competition so far. It's going to be a tough match out there for us. However, something that I did notice, and you'll also see it when we get to the formation screens, in the last round in the semi-final against Bromby played a certain formation. I believe it's a 5-3-2 or 5-2-3, something like that. And Crystal Palace actually played the same formation. So our normal team for us, Sengeza has been a great goalkeeper for us. Poku and Bars have actually created a pretty decent centre-back pairing. However, we unfortunately won't have them next season as Bars decided he wants to leave. So Poku will have to find himself a new partner next season, but we do have the young man Kara on the bench who is like 6'6", so I am keen to try and get him in the lineup. But yeah, our normal 4-2-3-1 for our team to line up in, and that is when in a minute I did see the Crystal Palace lineup, and I was nervous going into this game, but once I saw this lineup, though the players are good, it is the 5-2-3, and that is the formation that we absolutely took apart Bromby in. So though I know that Crystal Palace and Bromby aren't comparable as teams purely based on the talent level in their squads, the formation seemed to play well into the way that we were playing in our formation, so that did give me a little bit of hope that we'd have a chance. You can see here early on we have the running of the midfield, like we are absolutely swarming Palace's midfield. Shamuradov gets played through, tees himself up really well for a shot, however somehow manages to fire it wide as we get a look at Oliver Glasner on the touchline. But you could see just from that first attack that we were absolutely swarming the Palace midfield. You can see even when they're building up, there's no way that they can play through that midfield. However, what they were doing was they were playing through Ismail Assar, and Ismail Assar was incredibly difficult for us to deal with. It led to Shaheen actually having to sit in a fair bit to try and help Perry deal with him. But Shaheen here does burst forward and play one across, but it's a good save by Walter Benitez to keep things at 1-1. The ball does get knocked down to Kemen, but unfortunately nothing comes of that. This is one of the very rare times that the Crystal Palace midfield did get onto the ball. You see our banks of fours are back in. It's a nice little chip ball through to Pino. He cuts back across, but Sengeza is there to tip it round, and like I said, he's been absolutely huge for us this season and remained to be huge for us in this final. That would be the end of the first half, and you can see it ended at 0-0. You probably thought that the way that I was talking in the build-up that we were going to walk away like 5-0 first half leaders. It wasn't quite that dominant, but you can see we are on level terms with Crystal Palace, which is not something I expected to happen because I thought we probably would get battered by Palace. However, here we go through the midfield again. We pull Gehi out of position, do play, I think it's Armin Harry in the end. Unfortunately, he hits the post, so we don't take the lead there. But again, you can see we're managing to pull Gehi out of position, play Shamuradov behind, and again, we failed to take our chances. And I have to be honest, at this point, it was starting to feel a little bit like we were cursed. But you can see the midfield problems again show up for Palace. This time we play Harry through again, and he doesn't make the same mistake. He does finish off to give us a 1-0 lead. And a big 1-0 lead as well, but I would say also a deserved 1-0 lead. The first half was very even. I think the second half we did take over, and we were getting most of the attacks. We were flooding that midfield. Harry was making good runs off of his man. Again, we managed to pull out Gahey using Shmuradov, and that left a gap for Harry to run into, and Lacroix, and I can't remember who the other centre-back was, couldn't get across to plug the gap. Armin Harry does give us the lead with only a second goal in the Europa League. He did have, I think, 8 or 10 in the league, though. They then do go up the other end and do get a little bit of a messy opportunity to take a shot on goal. However, the shot in the end isn't the greatest. Senghesa does make a pretty easy save. We then play the ball into Sahin. That goes to Ozdemir, into Shmuradov. Harry, we pull out the defender again. Shmuradov does get a strike off. You can see it's becoming a little bit end-to-end now with Palace pushing forward a bit more. Munoz does nick the ball off of us here. Play in Jean-Philippe Mateta. He finds Ismail Assar, who, like I said, was just incredibly difficult to deal with, and a shot there that looked like it was about to nestle in the bottom corner. Luckily for us, it didn't, and we do manage to keep our 1-0 lead intact. There was something I was doing with Harry this season where I was basically intentionally fouling with him and then subbing him off straight away. We did that so Axel would come on, and we made a couple of other changes because we did have tiring legs. We get a late opportunity to make it 2-0 and wrap up the tie. However, we don't manage to take it, but you can see the time is ticking down. We are going forward. Kemen on the ball now. Ozdemir picks it up. He drives forward, tries to play a ball into the box. However, it is cut out by Uche. But you can see with the time, there's not going to be enough time for Palace to get back at us. And that will see us walk away as the winners of the Europa Conference League. DJ, hit the music. So yeah, big finish to the first season at Istanbul Basaksehir. We do walk away with a trophy, so very nice. We actually do get Manager of the Month as well for the last month before the season ended. Obviously now I'm going to show you where we ended. We will be in Europa League next season regardless, because we have won the Conference League, but we will do the full official wrap up here. You also see some players leaving. Omar Beyaz here will be leaving to join another side in the Turkish league. He just wasn't a player that I was using, so I thought, why not let him leave? There's not really anything there that was of interest, so we just skip through that. But yeah, a piece of silverware in our first season. You have to say that's a pretty successful season all in all, because otherwise, yeah, what else could you really ask for? We won a European trophy against a team that we definitely shouldn't have been able to beat as well. Bar was complaining about some stuff, but I wasn't willing to listen to him because he'd already left, already decided he was leaving. So it's not someone that I was really taking a lot of stock into what he had to say. We do have our last few youth players of this season as well coming in. We have found a decent crop, I would say. I think a lot of what we're doing here at Basaksehir is going to revolve around those youth players, and you can see here again a load of those messages coming in that people are demanding pay rises, blah blah blah. You can see also, even with our win in the Conference League, we still are in a position where the board aren't particularly happy with us. So yeah, that was great. Even though we're doing well, they're still not happy with us. And then we were reassigning our captain, obviously, because, like I said, Bart is leaving and he was our captain for the season. So we see here Shamirodov, unfortunately we don't have a clause, so we can't just go straight in and sign him from Roma. I do plan on bringing him back if I can. Him and Harry will be the top two targets for me next season, I believe, because Shamirodov ended up bagging something like 25 goals in all competitions or something like that. Like, it was obscene. Another player here demanding a contract. I can't remember if I actually did a roundup of player stats for the season. Hopefully I did, but I don't actually remember now. But as you can see here, we did end up finishing third in the league. So we did pip Besiktas to that final Europa League spot, or that Europa League spot, should I say. As you can see, Manchester City were champions, PSG were champions, Bayern Munich were champions pretty decisively as well, Juventus and Barcelona, as we were just checking out the other leagues. But yeah, you can see there we finished a point above Besiktas, so we would have been in the qualifiers, I think, for the Europa League. Unfortunately, like I said, we just could not compete for the Champions League spot. They've just, Fenerbahce and Galatasaray were just way too far ahead. This is just me skipping through the rest of the globe so you can see a roundup of the save all in all. But that is basically going to take us to the end. We will have Europa League football next season, and we will hope that we can push for a Champions League spot, is what I'm ideally hoping to go for. That will be our top aim, so we will hope and see if that's what we can do. I just want to talk through the European stuff. As you can see, Arsenal won the Champions League, Villa won the Europa League, and obviously we won the Conference League, and there is internationals, but we don't care about that. The team, they're still not particularly happy with us, as you can see. Not entirely satisfied, but hopefully we can change that next season. Hope to see you in it. Peace.